I'm Jo and welcome to today's video. For today's video, we're going to be looking at how often book bloggers post to their blogs. Okay, now this is something that I did some research into as part of my question of the day series that I'm doing via my Twitter account. You can follow me on Twitter at Jo Linsdell. I'm at Jo Linsdell everywhere on everything, so very easy to find. But anyway, you can also find a written post all about this over on my website, which is jolinsdell.com. Okay, so how often do book bloggers post? Really, this depends from one book blogger to the next. Okay, personally, I found that posting 3 times a week is like my sweet spot. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday tend to work well for me. That's what I aim for as like the minimum for the week. I also try to schedule my blog posts in advance because I found that the most important thing is consistency, okay, much more than posting frequently. Okay, so it's much better to post less but consistently than it is to post more but then risk missing posts and things all over the place. So also Google, for example, does love consistency. Okay, so it's better to manage the consistency of your posting and then slowly increase the number of days, the frequency of your posts once you find your comfort zone for that. So anyway, that's me. But of course, I wanted to find out what other book bloggers were doing as well. How often were they posting every week? So I went to Twitter and asked my question of the day. Now, wait, let me get that. Just gonna scroll as I got my computer behind the camera, like always. So we have. Hold on. Went up too far. Okay, first one to reply was Sifa Polton, who said, "Mine's daily. I stack up posts to give myself a buffer." Okay, so she's someone else who is doing a lot of work. Full respect, because posting every single day, I have tried it in the past. I've been blogging for a very long time. I tried that in the past, and it is hard to maintain that. That is a lot of blog posts that you're putting out. But like she said, she also tries to schedule in advance and things so that it relieves a little bit of the pressure of doing that. It's something that I'm working towards. I'm trying to make sure that I am scheduling as much in advance as possible. My goal is always to be, at least for the most part, a month's worth of posts in advance, scheduled in just to cover me for if anything happens. There's certain months of the year as well where it's always good to try and get a little bit more done. For example, something which I didn't do this year because I had other things come up as well, but I would usually schedule in most of September in advance because I know that September is a really busy month for me because the schools go back, which increases the risk of getting ill with different things, or me or my kids. And it's also my birthday month, so I know I'm going to be taking time off to celebrate and things like that. So that's one example. Or for example, over the Christmas period, I would potentially try and schedule in more posts there because I know, again, I'm going to be taking time off to have some fun with family and friends over the holidays. So that kind of thing needs to be kept in mind. Then, next one. At the moment, not that regularly. I've been struggling with motivation and having the time to think of content. Now, that was from Page Turner 92. Okay. Yes, occasionally it is hard. The motivation thing, the struggle is real, people. Consistently being motivated is not that easy. I mean, I'm a fairly motivated blogger. I love blogging. I've been doing it for a very long time now. But there are periods where you kind of get in a little bit of a slump. It happens. As for that, having time to think of content, that's something I don't really struggle with. I tend to have more ideas than I can actually put into practice. Okay, which is why I did some blog posts. For example, I did one with 60 blog post ideas for book bloggers. I will link that up for you. And that turned into such a huge success that I did another one later on, which was 101 blog post ideas for book bloggers. Again, I will add the link for that down below as well. But I constantly get new ideas for new content. So who knows, I might actually do another one of these kind of posts with a link up of all of the different ideas for sorts of posts you can do, with maybe even more on it, because I have way too many ideas. But yeah, it is something that a lot of book bloggers struggle with. So I'm just scrolling down with my mouse right now. So again, I've scrolled too far. Okay, now I aim for 5 days a week. Some weeks it may be only 3 or 4, other weeks it might be 6. That's by N Bookaholic. Okay, now I totally get this, because this is kind of where I'm at. Okay, I've got into my 3 times a week, and I can kind of cope with that. I would like to increase it to at least 5 days a week, if I can. So I mean, there are those weeks where you might get that extra post in. At the moment, I'm actually quite ahead of myself with scheduled posts and things, so I am coming up to like a month in advance at the moment, so I'm trying to fit in extra posts as well on the other days, so maybe add in a Tuesday or a Thursday here and there as well, just to try and increase things a little bit. Okay, then we have the next one, which is by Owl Bookworld, who said, usually twice a week, but I've been putting a lot more focus on my new blog, so I haven't been posting on this one much. Hopefully, when I get ahead, I'm going to try and put more focus on this one again. Okay, so this is like a slightly different thing, because we're talking multiple blogs here. Now, this is also something that I've done in the past, and I can tell you that it is not easy to juggle multiple blogs at the same time. Okay, because I have my Linsdell.com, which is like my main hub, but I've also been running the Writers and Authors blog for years now, and so I was doing that. I decided a couple of years ago that I was going to step back on that, because I wanted to make the main focus my personal brand, which is my name brand, and so taken away from that. But I've done other blogs and things as well in the past, and I get it, just doing one blog is a lot of work. If you're going to do it right, it's a lot of work. Doing multiple blogs like that, where you have to do all the branding, the promotion, and everything else that comes with the blogging sphere, that is a lot. It is a lot, and it is a struggle to find the balance. And then you have to sort of ask yourself, is it better to do one done really, really well, or is it better to do 2 and they're both kind of okay? So you kind of have to, it depends on your own personal goals for this. I'm not saying one's better than the other. For me, I decided that I would prefer to work on the one brand and go with that and try and make it huge. If I can do that in the future, then who knows, I might bring back the other one back to life. But for the moment, that's what I'm doing. Next we have Espresso Edition, who says MWF each week with the occasional vacation day. I feel you, girl. I feel you. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. Then we have Cat Herding, who said, as and when. Sometimes it's a lot and sometimes it's quieter. Depends on my time. Okay, so here we have someone else who doesn't have a posting schedule. Okay, so it's just random posting as and when, so you might get multiple posts in the one day and then have a couple of days without any. I personally found that Google, among others, prefers to have more regular, consistent content than that. But you do it. A lot of book bloggers are just doing the book blogging as a hobby, so they really don't care about like the algorithms and all of that stuff that goes with it. So you do you. Next we have, I try to aim for twice a week. However, this can vary greatly, obviously due to a number of factors. Life can get in the way sometimes. Other times I've been far too busy reading, but not enough writing. Sometimes it can be more, particularly if I'm involved with tours, etc. And that was by Fantasy Book Nerd. Okay, so here we have Fantasy Book Nerd, who is both a writer and a reader. And so the book blog is connected to both aspects of that. Yes, it is a lot. It is a lot. So yes, life can throw things at you. I know this so well. It can be hard to do it, which is another one of the reasons why I like to schedule in advance, because you just never know when that curveball's coming at you. Next we have Brahmanodi. I think that Brahmanodi. I used to post every other day, at least until I ran out of content. Now it's when I finish a book and I feel guilty enough to post. Okay. So I'm guessing this is more of a hobby blogger though anyway. But yeah, this is also someone who I think is just posting reviews as opposed to alternative content as well, because remember, book bloggers are not just book reviewers, okay? It's sharing the love of books in general. So it can be list posts, it can be interviews, it can be anything, as long as it's connected to books. Okay, next up we have, I usually post 3 times a week. 4 times is a great week for me. 5 times is a pace I can't keep up, and that's by Reading Ladies BC. So yes, very similar to my situation. 3 times a week is a good soft spot. It's enough consistency that Google will be like, yes, this person is posting on a regular basis. There's a lot of fresh content coming up, but it's not overwhelming. Whereas if you do push for the 5, it can start to get a bit more overwhelming. So yeah, it's a common sweet spot then. Okay, next we have, I post usually once a day except for Saturdays. Sometimes I post 2 things on the same day, but only for blog tours, and that's from Tessa's book blog. So here we have another very prolific book blogger, who is sometimes posting multiple times a day, and she's posting every single day. So yes, you deserve like an award or something, Tessa's book blog. I don't know how you manage it, but yay you. Then we have Janet WW, every other day usually, but it does depend on how much time I have. So here we have another one who's alternating the days. And then the last one I have here is by Booker Talk, who wrote, I aim for every other day, but sometimes the gap stretches to 2 days. Okay, so yes, that happens. For me, posting 3 times a week, I then have a 2-day gap because of the weekend. I don't post on Saturday and Sunday. I do sometimes do that. Also, yeah, I'm very curious. I feel like most of these people are posting during the weekdays. Okay, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like I am, or they're doing the 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. Not as many, it would appear, are posting on the weekends. Okay, so Saturday and Sunday posts going live. So that's something that I found quite curious, because it's something that I just automatically decided to do the 3 days a week, and so Monday, Wednesday and Friday. There wasn't any real thinking about it. I was just thinking 3 times a week is a doable amount for me, and that just seemed like good days to do it on. But yeah, I would be interested to see also, maybe I will do a bit of an experiment, seeing as I do want to up my posting a little bit. by trying to post a few posts on like Saturday and Sunday, just to see like page views wise for traffic and things, whether I get more hits during the weekdays or on the weekend. I feel an experiment coming on, people. I feel an experiment coming on. Now, if you have any information about this, have you done your own experiment into this between weekdays and the weekend? Then I would love to hear your feedback on this. What kind of posts are getting the most views? Those of you that do post every single day, what kind of stats are we looking at here for every single day? I'm really interested in all of this. I love having more information. So yes, please do drop down in the comment section below and let me know your feedback on this. What is your sweet spot? Okay, how many times a week do you feel is enough? That is manageable for you to do, but it's also not overwhelming. Also, do you schedule blog posts in advance? And if so, how far in advance do you try to go on this? Are you posting just book reviews, or are you posting alternative content as well? Do you take part in book tours? I have so many questions, people, so many questions. But yes, so I would love to hear your feedback about this. So please do join in the conversation down below. Like I said, I have done a blog post, a written blog post of this over on Linsdell.com as well, which I'll put the link down in the description for you there. Feel free to jump over and join in the comment section over there as well. And that is it for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you found this interesting. It's opened up like a whole bunch of other questions for me personally that I want to be asking other book bloggers. And so yes, if you have liked this video, please give it a like, because it all helps with the algorithm. And don't forget to click subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on new uploads to the channel. Thank you always for your support, and I will see you next time.